Happy Sunday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. It is time for Shift Your Thinking Daily, where we transform our inner experience to a phenomenal outer experience. For now, 10 minutes of our day, we do it together. Okay, before we jump into today's message, let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths. Join me. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Woo! Okay. Say hi, say hello, drop a comment down below. If you're new to me, welcome. My name's Puerto, also known as Super Agent, international speaker, public educator, agent trainer, active licensed California real estate professional, creator and founder of Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation, author of many books, creator of many things, and I want to bring your attention to maybe three things. So my top three right now is I want to shout out Rob Bay, my sis of Trail Alchemy, where we collaborated in creating just an amazing course called Spirit of Business Course. You can tune in, learn more. There's course content and preview available for those of you who are looking to really just transmute some of your energies, albeit the challenges, the tribulations, the trials, and really learning to bring and extract your gifts out of that. I covered the section on the business side where I deal with knowledge, product, and services, for short KPS, and I do some fun activities and techniques. So taught by yours truly. Check that out at spiritofbusinesscourse.com. My second top thing is tune in later this evening. I will be I wouldn't say cross promoting, but co-hosting with ERGJ Enterprises. That's my brother in spirit, Evan Jefferson of ERGJ Enterprises, and I am coming back as a co-host onto his show called He Say, She Say, and we'll just be exploring a safe space to discuss relationships, the dynamics of what that means in our business and in our personal lives. So both professional and personal lives, because those things tend to overlap. And when we start to get stuck in certain things and certain scenarios, it's time to really dig deep and look into how we can better communicate, express ourselves. And if they're no longer serving us, then we kind of have to move on. So check that out. And then my third thing is make sure you're tuning in to what I'm doing. You can stay connected on all of my favorite social media platforms, yours too, I'm sure, at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn at LA Super Agent. You can also subscribe. Just type in your email address at lasuperagent.com. There's tons of things, webinars, workshops, books. I'm launching Activate Your Inner, the 10-minute journal, Activate Your Inner Creative. Really excited about that. It's the first time I'm launching a journal, and it's a journal with a twist because I am giving you some how-to and some guides in terms of transmuting sexual energies. Your creativity can potentially be blocked because your sexual energy may be blocked, repressed, suppressed, and so I'm giving you some how-to and some guides in a very mature adult way. Okay, especially I find it funny that people speak about law of attraction, law of manifestation, frequency, and all these things, but most people keep it very PG, or especially because it tends to be very taboo to speak about sex and sexuality. So that's the part that people skip in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon's Hill, Think and Grow Rich, but he covers that in the laws of success and also the Think and Grow Rich. And I think it's funny that people kind of gloss over that. But we're talking about the energy that is co-creation. That's the same energy that creates life. How different would your life be if you learned how to harness that energy and use it for your benefit to maximize your full human potential? So I invite you to check that out. I'll drop the link somewhere in here, lasuperagent.com. You can definitely order, or when you book a creative session with me, that's getting in the brain studio with me, you get the journal. All right. With that being said, we are continuing our series with Dean Del Sesto, Shift Your Thinking, 200 Ways to Improve Our Lives. And I'm excited to say that we are now on episode 152. I'm going to caption this episode. Let me take a gander. I see it. So what popped in my mind is spectrum. And then I just mentioned it, the law of vibration. Law of vibration. So I'm going to call this one, we're going to go with law of vibration. Episode 152, I'm in the section, if you're following along, where he says the correlation between physical motion and positive emotion should be enough to move you. He says today in our fast food world of minimal physical activity, it's prudent to evaluate how our current physical condition affects our emotional state, our capacity to live life to the fullest, and the energy we have to be of value of our family, friends, and colleagues. He says the old adage that the world goes to the energetic. Oh, I've never heard that. The world goes to the energetic. I feel like the world is in the palm of my hands. Yeah, I got a whole lot of energy. He says may not be entirely true, but our gifts, talents, callings, and responsibilities fueled by limited physicality will always get a fraction of the energy they need to be fulfilled. So that's good for those of you that may look at me and say, Lisa, I don't have all that energy. I just don't get up with all that fire and that burst and that, and it's perfectly fine, because what drives me, you may not want what drives me. Be careful about envying, right? And I'm not saying you are envying me. It's something that I thought of when you're looking at people reaching levels of success. You don't know what drives them. You don't know what their story is, right? And my friend says this all the time. He says, people see the glory, but they don't know your story. And I invite you to really sit back and celebrate when you see people are kind of at their peak and they're enjoying life and they're celebrating and they're giving thanks and they're in a space of gratitude, because you do not know what that person has been through. Every person, including you, has a message. And so everyone has their time. It's how you're responding when it's not your time and it's someone else's time. Are you hating? Are you envious? Right? Just celebrating in that, because that means that you are sharing that same vortex, if you will, the law of vibration. You are sharing that same frequency that you can see and watch and experience that other person's joy. He says, add to that how lethargy, meaning laziness, insufficient stamina, and half-energized commitment levels affect our overall mental health. He says, upgrading our health should be a priority. It's funny because I was just thinking about going to work out today, but it started to rain. And I work out in the park. I like free 99 stuff. Not knocking those of you who go to gyms. It's just, I tend to be on a very tight budget. Another downside of a sedentary lifestyle is increased longevity. He says it is estimated that those who ignore their health shave between 5 and 25 years off their life. Imagine that. Let's pay attention to our health. Drop in the comments below. Your health is your wealth. You hear that all the time. Write it out like standards. He says add to that incapacitating effect of illness, and the burden multiplies, not just with us, but to those who must sideline their life to care for our dwindling health. So your health is not just about you, it's around the people, it impacts the people around you. He says, so where to start? First, realize that the effect exercise has on us is nothing short of profound. Besides the physical benefits, the mental health benefits are improved attitude, stabilized moods, and increased confidence. So start small and increase as you go. He says getting the body moving with some level of consistency is a victory that creates momentum. The kind of momentum that creates a life filled with energy, clarity, and vitality. With that being said, let's think about how we can move today. Get up and move. All right, that's my time. Love you, love you, love you.